You try all three. Is this thing clear? So I am assuming that as a owner of ABC Limited, which is a new and promising company, which is in need of funds, what you are doing is you are simultaneously making your issue IPO for equity, debt issue, and preference share issue, right? All three you are advertising, you are giving it to the public. What do you think? Whether public will buy your debt, your equity, or your preference? Anybody can respond. Anyone can respond. You were confused, but you were in need of funds. Therefore, you issued debt, equity, and preference. You made offers open to all public of India. Equity, which you call normally IPO, right? So debt also can have IPO and preference also can have IPO. So you are making open all three. जिसको जहां पैसा देना है वो दे. So debt, equity, and preference. What do you think is the medium through which you will get money? Debt, equity, or preference?
Preference.
Huh?
Preference.
Preference. Whose answer is this? Who has answered this? Preference किसने जवाब दिया? Name please. हाँ, चैट बॉक्स को यूज कर सकते हैं because I have opened the chat box now.
Sir, I think it depends on the image of the company, and it is going to be a mix.
Geeta ji, the question is, this is going to be a new company. There is no track record. Only thing is that you as a promoter are promising, your idea appears to be promising, and therefore you have decided to go ahead with this.
Then the chance of preference is lower and debt is more.
Debt is more, right? Right? Okay. Now, let me take you to the reality now that you will observe that no one is buying your debt. I repeat, you will observe that no one will buy your debt. Can you tell me the reason why I am so blunt in saying that कोई भी आपका डेट नहीं खरीदेगा, कोई भी आपको उधार देना नहीं चाहेगा, लोन देना नहीं चाहेगा? गीता जी, you also can answer. क्यों ऐसा बोल रहा हूं मैं? ऐसा क्या होने वाला है या ऐसा क्या दिमाग में चलेगा जो भी पैसा दे रहा है इस कंपनी को कि
because it's a very new company and
yes,
we don't know about the company, like it's a very new,
right? So Shrutika, so company is new, yes, so what? That thing needs to be understood. फिर क्या होगा? कंपनी तो नहीं है, तो इसको लोन तो कोई नहीं देना चाहेगा. क्यों नहीं देना चाहेगा? जस्ट नाउ आई हैव टोल्ड यू. क्या बताया मैंने आपको कि लोन देने वाले की मेंटालिटी क्या होती है?
safe.
They want safe even if it gives you low return. Is this thing clear? कम मिला तो चलता है लेकिन सेफ होना, ये मैंने बताया आपको. हाँ या ना? राइट. इज दिस कंपनी सेफ बाय एनी एंगल? इसने अभी शुरुआत ही नहीं की है.
So there has to be some guarantor or somebody who is back.
नहीं रहता.
No, sir.
No. So by all standards, because see the product is not seen by the people, service क्या है मालूम नहीं है, प्रोडक्ट कैसा एक्सेप्ट होगा मालूम नहीं, सब कुछ ऑन पेपर है. एवरीथिंग इज इन द ऑन पेपर, प्रोजेक्शंस आर ऑन पेपर, द बिजनेस हैज नॉट एक्चुअली स्टार्टेड, राइट? So the gentleman or the person who is having money and he wants to invest into debt or wants to give to loan to somebody, they will prefer loan of or debentures or the debt of Tata Birla Ambani, not this ABC Limited. Is this thing clear? Because that is more safe than this. Or if they are puzzled, they will put their money into fixed deposit of a bank, but they will not invest into debt of this company. Is this point understood?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Sir, are all the companies are new when they come for the IPOs? They are the fresh companies.
Yes, yes. Yes. Most of the cases they have to be fresh, but now the scene of the market is that initially Indian investors are not ready to believe on anyone, right? So they want to see. So we have seen multiple examples, including TCS coming out with their equity issue at the latter phase. Initially, the risk is borne by the internal people only. Hope you got the answer. Not necessarily IPOs are for the very young companies. It can be for very old companies also.
Yes, sir.
First time is initial, right? When they go public. That does not mean that there is no equity. There is equity, and who has given it? The owners or the promoters have given that equity. Okay. So what was my question? My question was, have you understood this, that people will not subscribe to your debt? They will not buy your debt.
Yes, sir.
You are a new company. What about preference? They will also not buy your preference. Why they will not buy your preference? You are a new company, you are yet to post profit, and therefore you are not expecting any preference dividend first year.
Yes, sir. There is no guarantee for profit in first year. So,
Yeah. So they will also not invest. Now, who will invest? Only
Bank.
one criteria of investor will invest, and that is equity shareholder, who knows that they will have to wait, who knows that there is a risk, and they are mentally prepared to take risk. Is this thing clear? And therefore, every balance sheet will start with first the owner's equity, okay, and then the public joining them with purchase of stock of this company called as equity. One more time, right? So what is the learning from this slide? Learning for this side is, even if it is costly to the company, even if it is risky for the investors, the company will issue equity to begin with, and people will subscribe to the equity to begin with. Those who know and are mentally prepared to take risk of equity will only come forward and invest into this company's share. This is very, very similar to you driving a geared two-wheeler. किसी ने गियर वाली गाड़ी चलाई है क्या? किसी ने गियर वाली गाड़ी चलाई है?
Yes, sir.
यस. सो जब भी गाड़ी शुरू करते हैं तो टॉप गियर में शुरू करते हैं कि फर्स्ट गियर में शुरू करते हैं?
न्यूट्रल.
ओके, सो स्टार्ट हो गई न्यूट्रल, फिर आगे जाना होगा तो फर्स्ट गियर का कैरेक्टरिस्टिक फीचर क्या है? स्पीड बहुत ज्यादा ले सकते हैं और माइलेज बहुत ज्यादा मिलता है फर्स्ट गियर में?
No.
माइलेज कम मिलता है. सो इट इज कॉस्टली, राइट, टू रन इन राइट. सो क्या होता है? दिस इज व्हाट यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. कैपिटल गियरिंग. द फर्स्ट गियर इज ऑलवेज द गियर ऑफ इक्विटी. When the things become steady, you shift the gear. When you start posting profit, you shift the gear, and if you still need funds, you will shift the gear and move to the preference. Preference is the second gear for the company, which is having moderate cost to the company, gear number 2 of the company. What happens next? The vehicle starts running, the company starts running, you still require funds. Now people know you, people know your brand, people can see your balance sheet for 3, 5, 6, 7 years. Now you are eligible to claim debt from the people, and therefore you will come out with the issue of debt, and people will subscribe to the issue of debt. Is this thing clear? In normal company, starting from the beginning, we will follow this path. First gear equity, second gear preference, and when you are moving very smoothly, you are taking speed, you will move to the, say, third gear, top gear, right? Is this thing understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you are moving very fast and you see a speed breaker. The speed breaker's name can be Corona, speed breaker's name can be recession, speed breaker's name can be multiple things, competition, or any such thing, right? What will you do? with your two-wheeler, 3-gear two-wheeler, what will you do? You will
Change the gear,
you will jump or you will slow down.
slow down.
Slow down and come back.
Slow
Yeah,
down.
you will come back, right? So can you manage the gear in the capital of the company? Can you reduce the debt? Can you repay the debt? Yes, you can repay the debt. If you see that the future not very bright, so what will you do? You will try, you will choose to slow down. And while you choose to slow down, you will feel the burden of debt and payment of interest. So what you will do is that, as such, you have decided to slow down, you will remove some part of your debt, which is costly. Is this thing clear?
Yes, yes, sir.
Gear का system समझ में आ गया?
Yes.
1 2 3 1 2 3. Okay, so that was the purpose of this particular slide. Let us move ahead. Okay, so now we move to the concept called as cost of capital, right? So
Sir, I have one question.
yes, please.
This capital gearing, like, is it a proper word, economic word, or
Yes, it is. It
is it just made up?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. Capital gearing. Right.
Capital gearing is a word.
Thank you.
Right. Capital gearing is related to the choice of capital you should have when you start your business and when you grow your business, right?
Right, sir. Right.
Right. Okay. Cost required by the company for collecting and using the capital is called cost of capital. I repeat, cost required by the company for collecting and using the capital. So when do you collect? Collection is one time. And what are the expenses required for this collection? You will have to file your case. You will have to take permission from the regulator like SEBI, right? You will have to appoint the middleman. You will have to do the advertising, printing, stationery, etc., etc., etc. So everybody is required in that initial game. You read advertisements in paper. You get advertisement in television and so on and so forth. So there are issue expenses associated with any issue. Is this thing understood? Cost of collecting, and these are one-time expenses. Is this understood? What is it?
Yes, sir.
One. Similarly, when you issue, there are recurring expenses. Why? So because somebody has invested with certain intention in mind. So they either want interest or they want dividend. So you have to pay either at least yearly interest and dividend on the issued capital. So that is a cost to the company. Is this thing understood? The recurring cost.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So both costs taken together will become the cost of capital, right? So when the capital is debt, the cost of capital will be denoted by KD, cost of debt. KE will stand for cost of equity. KP will stand for cost of preference. Is this thing clear? And if there is KRE, it will be cost of retained earning. I'm not going to cover that part, but KD, KE, and KP. Now company is taking funds from 1 to 3 sources. So that simply means that KD is the cheapest. So this number will be small. KE will be the highest number and KP will be a moderate number between KD and KE. Is this thing understood? The specific cost? KD the least one, KE the highest one, KP in between.
Yes.
Okay. And the company will not be interested in independent or individual cost. It will be interested in composite cost. This composite cost is called as weighted average cost of capital, or KO, standing for overall cost of capital, right? Overall cost of capital. So the purpose of showing this slide to you was to let you know that there are two types of cost. One is specific cost, one is composite cost, and a company as a whole will be interested in this KO or WACC, right? And a cost of capital in turn is having two components. One is one-time cost and second is recurring cost, right? So let us move ahead. Right. Now we'll move to leverage analysis, and I think that you should enjoy this, right? Why you should enjoy this? The reason follows. Right. So do you know the liver?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Where is it in the body? लीवर कहाँ रहता है? बॉडी में रहता है। लीवर कहाँ रहता है? इट इज इन द मशीन। लीवर दिखता कैसा है? हमने देखा है, ठीक है, राइट। लीवर को कहीं ना कहीं देखा है। सो लीवर इज एन इंस्ट्रूमेंट टू ट्रांसफर फोर्स. Lever is the bar used to lift the weight, and it is shown on the right hand side. Load is there, effort is there, and most importantly, there is a fulcrum, right? So leverage is an action of lever, right? But when I take this concept to the financial management, it says that it is a relationship between two interrelated variables. Two interrelated variables. One is EBIT and second is EPS, right? So what you need to understand in this particular slide is that this fulcrum is fixed. The lever in the body is fixed. The lever in the machine is fixed. And the basic idea, the basic job of the lever is to maximize output with minimum input. Is to maximize output with the minimum input. Okay, Madam Yasmin wants to leave. Please give her feedback form and attendance for session 2. Those who are here only for attendance should be given attendance link immediately, and they should leave it immediately, right? Because that is what is the purpose of them coming here, right? Anyways, so please do the needful, Atal madam. I am moving ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. किसी को रोको मत, कोरोना काल है. Effect of one financial variable on others. ये थोड़ा सा लेफ्ट हैंड साइड देख लेते हैं. This is a reproduction of what is called as income statement. So you must be knowing BEP थोड़ा सा हुआ है आपका. तो सेल्स में से वेरिएबल कॉस्ट माइनस करेंगे तो व्हाट रिमेन्स इन कंट्रीब्यूशन में से फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट माइनस करेंगे तो व्हाट रिमेन्स इज अर्निंग बिफोर इंटरेस्ट एंड टैक्स. उसमें से इंटरेस्ट माइनस करेंगे तो अर्निंग बिफोर टैक्स. उसमें से टैक्स माइनस करेंगे तो अर्निंग आफ्टर टैक्स. उसमें से प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड माइनस करेंगे तो अर्निंग अवेलेबल टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर. ये नीचे जा रहा हूं मैं राइट हैंड साइड. एंड इफ आई डिवाइड द अर्निंग्स अवेलेबल टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर बाय नंबर ऑफ शेयर्स, I get EPS. While I move from top to the bottom, right from sales to the EPS, I observe that sales are variable cost by definition are variable, contribution is variable, fixed cost is fixed, so therefore the background is red. EBIT is one more time variable, but interest is fixed because it is decided in advance. EBT, tax, EAT, all other things are variable or depend on something. But with fixed cost and interest does not depend on something. It will be fixed irrespective of your sales. Is this thing understood?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So fixed cost is the place, or in this total, what we can say the standing line, you will see that fixed cost is the place where I can place that lever. And what is lever? I understand that lever is something which is at one position, fixed position, and second, it is very important. Lever in the body is important. Lever in the machine is also important, right? So I get a formula for this leverage. This leverage is called as operating leverage. The formula is contribution divided by EBIT. And this interest, around this interest, I have got EBIT divided by EBT. This is financial leverage, right? So these are the formula. Operating leverage is contribution upon EBIT. Financial leverage is EBIT upon EBT. And if I combine both the leverages, that is operating and financial, I get combined leverage, which is nothing but operating leverage multiplied by financial leverage. The formula is contribution upon EBT. So even if you don't remember this, what is it? You can still remember this: sales, variable cost, contribution, fixed cost, EBIT. So whenever you say fixed cost, around fixed cost there is operating leverage, around interest there is financial leverage. So top divided by bottom, it becomes the formula. EBIT is common in both the formula. Is this thing understood? What is it? Can you see it? Okay, right. We are going to use this very, very soon, right? So let us understand this. Okay. So the title says, what the title says? OL into FL is equal to CL. OL into FL is equal to CL. Relationship between sales and EBIT is called operating leverage. Yes, no? Can I take you back? See? Relationship between whom? It's saying, check out, sales and EBIT. Can you see it? Sales and EBIT. The relationship between this, that is impact of increase or decrease in sales on EBIT. That is where you get it. Got it?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. The second thing, the relationship between EBIT and EPS is called financial leverage. It's called financial leverage. Where is it? EBIT is here, and where is EPS? It is here. So impact of EBIT, changes in EBIT will be seen on changes in EPS. So the relationship is measured by, or the impact is measured by this financial leverage as a term. So combined leverage, if I check out, this is what impact of sales on EPS, or changes in sales and changes in EPS. This relationship, direct sales to EPS, is what? Is what? It's called as
Combined leverage.
combined leverage. So combined leverage is relationship between sales and EPS, the starting point. And
So that may I ask that financial leverage we are saying EBIT and EPS or EBT?
EBIT and EPS formula is that, but ultimately it talks about the impact. I repeat, see, formula wise it is contribution on upon EBIT, but what exactly is happening is that from where contribution is coming from, sales minus variable cost. So ultimately it is measuring the impact of increase decrease in sales on increase decrease in EBIT. Is this thing understood? Operating leverage.
Yes, sir.
Okay, madam was asking some question.
Yes, sir, that I was confused in that EBT and EPS itself.
Okay, now this EBIT EPS, one more time, although it is financial leverage, EBIT upon EBT, although it is financial leverage, you still get it, right? So you can feel the impact of changes in EBIT on EPS. Here you will get it. If the EBIT changes, EBT will change. If EBT changes, tax will change, EAT will change, like that, right? This will not change, but all other things will change. So EPS will also change. So ultimately, when I combine both the things, it is impact of sales on EPS. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, that one question, sir, in the financial leverage, what is the fixed cost here, sir? It is a preference dividend only.
No.
In the financial leverage.
Interest.
Interest is fixed.
Interest is fixed. Red color.
Yes, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now try to answer this and understand this. This is the crux of the leverage analysis. What is operating leverage? What is operating leverage?
Sales and EBIT.
That is the formula. Operating leverage is nothing but operating risk. And what type of risk you have taken? Bullet number 2, try to answer this. High operating leverage means?
Investment in current liabilities, operations.
Okay, check. High operating leverage. This ratio has to be high. Contribution upon EBIT has to be high. So if I want to make this high, what must be high?
Sir, sales.
Contribution.
Formula is, if the contribution is high, EBIT is also high.
Yes, sir. Contribution depends on sales, sir.
Yes, obviously. Formula says operating leverage is equal to contribution upon EBIT. I want to have this operating leverage OL as a big number. What should be more?
Contribution should be more.
Contribution. If contribution is more, EBIT will also be more.
Yes, sir.
Then कैसा करेंगे? सोचो थोड़ा सा, लिटिल बिट. C standing for contribution? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is EBIT?
Earning before interest and tax.
Earning before interest.
That is a,
P minus fixed cost.
okay. So if I want this ratio to be higher, what should be more?
Fixed cost,
Now you are there. Fixed cost should be more. What is fixed cost? Investment in land,
fixed
building and
machinery.
machinery.
Plant machine rates.
Right. So if I invest more into land, building and machinery, am I not taking more operating risk?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
This is related to operations of the business, land, building,
Right.
machinery. So the moment I say that I want to have high operating leverage, that simply means that I am having more fixed cost. The moment I say more fixed cost, that simply means that I am taking more risk in my operations. My investment in land, building, machinery is on the higher side,
Yes, yes, right.
right?
Yes,
Now you
sir.
look at this. Now you look at this.
बाद में होगा.
Financial leverage. If the financial leverage is high, what must be high?
Interest,
Interest.
Okay, if the interest is high, what must be high?
debt,
Okay, debt must be high. That simply means that while we were making decision what should be the composition of my capital structure, this clearly is saying that whenever you take more debt into your capital structure, you are taking more risk. Which risk is this now? Is this the operating risk?
Financial risk.
Now
Financial
you
risk.
have taken a risk into finance domain. So this is called as financial risk. Is this thing understood now?
Yes, sir.
Is this thing understood now? So that is what I was suggesting you to understand, right? So this is what I wanted to say, that high operating leverage means high investment in land, building, machinery, that is
fixed
fixed cost, and operating leverage is nothing but this. Thus higher OL means higher operating risk.
Risk.
Similarly, financial leverage means financial risk. High financial leverage means high investment of high debt or high interest, right? Debt is cheaper, but it is risky also. What is the risk in debt? Why do I say that more debt is more risky? And risky for whom?
we have to pay the more interest.
Okay, more interest. Who is feeling unsafe when you take debt?
So equity shareholders.
Equity shareholders, because they are the residual owners. Bacha kucha khane wale.
Yes, yes, right.
Right. And
Yeah.
who takes irrespective of the profits? Loan, the saukar. Right?
The banker.
Yes, the banker. Yeah, the saukars. Right. So that is where the things are. Debt is cheap, but there is a risk associated. Irrespective of business situation, you will have to pay interest, and that is where the things are. And therefore, the more the debt, the less risk is assumed by whom? The equity shareholder. So now you have got clear-cut understanding of operating leverage means operating risk, and you can take risk in operations. You also can take risk in financial side, that is financial leverage. Is this concept clear now? Because I want now your decision on this. Now, with the combination of operating and financial leverage, I can have 4 combinations. Combination number 1, wherein both my financial leverage and operating leverage are high. Are you able to see this? OL high and FL high?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second is that you are keeping your financial leverage high. That means you are taking financial risk, but then your operating risk is low. You are trying to sort of compensate. FL high, but OL low.
Okay.
Third is both low. That means you are neither taking financial risk, you are not taking operating risk. And finally is you are taking operating risk, but you are not taking financial risk. My question to you is that if you need to design the capital structure of your company, how and where you will like to place it into quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4? What will be your choice? Please remember, you have to answer, you have to think, and you have a right to be wrong. Yes, please. Your answer, please. What is your choice? How will you design? Where will you take more risk, into operations or into financials? Or at the both, or you will not take any risk? Please, fast.
Operation, we can take risk.
1, 2, 3, 4. Madam, try to answer it 1, 2, 3, 4.
One.
One, you want to take more risk. Great. Okay. Anybody else who wants to have 2, 4 or 3?
4, sir.
4. You want no, when somebody said operations, 1 was what? Both high. 4 is what? OL high and FL low. Okay.
OL high, 4, sir, 4.
So second
Four.
one. Second one I will go.
I go with
You will
four.
like to go for second one, FL high but OL low?
Sir, yes, sir. I can use the fixed debt that
Okay, great. So I have got 2 responses, either 2 or 4, right?
Yes, sir, either 2 or 4.
Either 2 or 4. Okay. Any taker for 1 in the mob on the platform? Any taker for 1?
No, sir.
No. Right. Why no?
Sir, too risky.
Can't
It is too
take
risky.
risk.
So even if we utter it right loudly, it is high. Right. So we should not do. Right. What about option 3? We'll discuss about 2 and 4. What about option 3?
Sir, business won't grow.
Business won't grow. Why you are into business if you are not mentally ready to take any of the risk? So that
Yes,
simply means
exactly.
that you have to take risk on one side and compensate on others. Now you have got 4 options, right? We will go with the option 2 and we will try to reject option 4 for the reason. Now, please remember those who have said 4, this discussion is for you, right? This discussion is for you. Why I am not saying that you should not choose OL high. Try to understand, as a decision maker, as a finance manager, you need to have control in your hand, right? Control in your hand. If you are planning something, you need to be flexible enough, right? If something which is not seen, forecasted, the situation like this, you should always have the control in your hand. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So can you come out of the investment in land, building and machinery that easily?
No. Illiquid है थोड़ा ज़्यादा.
Right. So you can change the financial, you can return the debt. That is what I have explained you in while I was explaining the capital gearing. The debt can be managed, debt can be repaid early also, right? So that risk can be moderated very soon whenever you see that there is a tough time ahead. Is this thing clear?
Yes,
So
sir,
the
clear.
recommended combination is you take high risk into financials, but take low risk into operations because it is difficult to manage the risk into operations. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
sir.
So this is the learning when you are taking a decision based on the leverages. Let us move ahead. Right. Quickly, just to understand why I'm using the concept of leverage. This is why I'm putting this problem, because you might have done this in your what BEP case, understanding BEP. Okay. Sales is what? 10 lakhs, variable cost 7 lakhs, fixed cost 20,000. And it also has a debt of rupees 5 lakhs at 10%. What is the operating leverage, financial leverage, and combined leverage? I just wanted to give you a brain a little bit to think upon. I have done most of the calculation. You just give me the numbers. OL, how much? What upon what is OL? Operating leverage. Fast.
Contribution, that is 3 lakh.
Yeah.
Divided by EBIT, that is 1 lakh.
Yeah.
Then operating leverage is 3.
3. Okay.
Yes.
FL.
FL is 1 lakh divided by 50,000. That is 2.
2. And CL.
CL would be a combination of both.
Yeah. Into OL into FL. 3 into 2. That
6.
is 6. Got it? Anybody who is facing any problem here? 3 to 6. You have right to play, a right to ask and right questions right now. In case you are not getting anything, what is OL? OL is nothing but contribution divided by EBIT, 3 lakh divided by 1 lakh. FL is EBIT divided by EBT, 1 lakh divided by 50,000, and CL
Fixed
is
cost is 20,000 or 2 lakhs.
it is how much?
It's 20,000 in.
No,
so
it
there
should
is
it should be 2 lakhs. Sorry.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Make it 2 lakhs. Now it is okay.
Oh, yes, sir.
Let's move ahead. This is concept check. The total risk of the firm is determined by total risk,
PL combined leverage.
combined leverage. And this question, this bullet is more important. If the OL of the firm is 4, operating leverage of the firm is 4, rupee 1 increase in the sales will cause increase of how much in where? OL measures the relationship between what? Sales and
Sales and EBIT.
EBIT, right? Sales and EBIT. So will cause an increase of how much? If the OL is 4, it is actually 4 means 4 times. Whenever you do any ratio, it is 4 times. So if there is a rupee 1 increase in sales, it will increase EBIT by 4 times. So rupees 4.
4
right?
times. Sir.
4 times, right? So this is the answer. Rupees 4 and EBIT is the answer. This was concept check. Now this is bit tricky. Once you understand this, I suppose that you have mastered almost everything. You have mastered almost everything which is available in the capital structure. But this time we will try to go slow because we need to understand concept and also to apply them, right? So what are these objectives of finance manager or financial management? First objective is what? To maximize profit. Second is to maximize wealth. Third is to maximize value. Now you tell me, what is the difference between profit, wealth, and value? Why do you have objectives? Because you need to make decisions to suit to your objectives, to achieve your objectives. Is this thing, the basic thing, clear? You need to have objectives because all your decision making, planning, policy making should be tuned to objectives, right?
Yes,
This is
yes.
what you want to achieve.
Yes,
What is
yes.
wrong with profit as a goal, as an objective? Any shortcomings of the profit?
It is.
It is?
No.
Please. You know what is profit, right? How do you calculate profit, right? What is wrong with profit? Profit as an objective of finance management. What is wrong? Suppose in throughout our shop floors, throughout our offices of the company, we paste this line. Our objective is to maximize profit. Our objective is to maximize profit. So everybody, every action of ours should be dedicated towards achievement of this objective called maximization of profit. What will I do? It is clear objective? Do you really mean and know that what is profit? What exactly you need to maximize?
Wealth.
Profit.
Is it that when we try to increase the profit, we'll try to lower the cost or the expenses?
Yes.
When we will try to maximize wealth, then we'll be investing
We
or
are
we'll
not
be.
discussing, madam, we are not discussing wealth. We are discussing profit only. Let us discuss on profit. Are you very clear, very sure about what exactly we will be doing when the objective is to maximize profit?
Yes, sir.
Focusing on increasing the sales And
Okay.
revenues.
Yes, I will try to increase sales. I will try to minimize cost. What else? See, the profit as a term should be clear to everyone, right? When I say profit, which profit?
So it may be it may have some credit transactions also. So there may be some
Profit before tax, profit after tax, you want to maximize.
the profit after
Profit
interest and
after
tax.
tax.
Okay.
After
Profit
tax.
in profit in
Profit after
rupees or
interest.
profit in percentage you want to maximize.
So profit in rupees as well as profit in percentage. Both.
Okay. If it is profit in percentage, percentage of what? Total capital employed or the money put in by the equity shareholders?
Total capital employed.
Total capital employed.
Okay,
Now,
fine.
see, other person might be thinking in some different direction.
Mhm.
First is percentage. If it is percentage, percentage of what, and so on and so forth. So profit is, as a concept, is an abstract concept. It is not clear what exactly we want to maximize. This is the shortfall of profit as an objective, and most importantly, profit does not take into account the time value of money. Profit is a profit. Even if you make it in 10 years, it will still be the same. 5 years, it will still be the same, right? Profit is profit. It does not consider time value of money. So we want profit to consider time value of money. The moment we want profit to be considering time value of money, we are approaching towards the concept of what? Wealth. So is wealth maximization a worth objective to achieve? Should I try my
Yes.
decision making? Yes, wealth is good.
Yes.
Okay. So where do you see wealth of the company?
In future, in
Where do you see? Where do you record? Where can I see that wealth is increasing or decreasing? Where is it?
Reserves.
It's reserves and surplus of the company, upper left hand side of the balance sheet, same area which we are talking about, wealth of the company, right? Yes, no?
Yes,
yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. How many of you listen to ghazals?
Ghazals.
गजल कितने लोग सुनते
Yes.
हैं?
Sometimes, sir.
Sometimes,
Sometime.
right? एक गजल पक्का सुनना, वो क्या है? दिल को खुश रखने के लिए गालिब ये ख्याल अच्छा है.
Yes, sir.
सुना है क्या आपने ये?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It is similar to saying that, see, my company's wealth is increasing. Look at my company's balance sheet. An ordinary shareholder is saying this and getting happy over the wealth increase in the balance sheet of, say, Reliance. अच्छा लग रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
वो अच्छा लग रहा है, but you will feel more happy if the same shares are able to fetch more value in the market as a consequence of increased wealth in the balance sheet. Will you love that situation?
Yes, sir. That would be
Right.
better.
So that has to be the
Yes, sir.
ultimate. Yes, that has to be the ultimate objective of the financial management. That whatever you do, you have to see that it has got ultimate impact on the value of the shares in the stock market where it is listed, because this value is your value, right? Shareholders' value, right? Is this thing clear? Is this thing clear? What we are about? Profit is not bad,
Yes,
but
sir.
Yes,
profit with time value is better, and wealth is not bad. Wealth converted into value is even better, right?
Yes, sir. Right.
Okay. Okay. Now you have to apply here. If I add debt in capital structures, अगर मैं लोन का proportion अपने capital में बढ़ाता हूँ, right? What will happen to the cost of capital? Remember, debt is cheaper. क्या होगा? If you
Cost.
if you incorporate the cheaper source of finance into your capital structure, the overall cost of capital will go down. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
And
sir.
when the funds cost is less, the value of the firm will automatically
Go-
Increase.
go up. If I understand this, then I will say this is a good relationship. Add debt. Next year, add some more debt. some more date, till date, we get 100% of date. Is that okay?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
We should have at least 1% share ours, right? But you also know that whenever you are talking in one line, one side of it, addition of debt will reduce the cost of capital and it will increase the value of the firm. Please remember, simultaneously, you are taking more risk. डॉक्टर सत्या किशन को मैडम आप लिंक दे दीजिए ना. व्हाई यू आर होल्डिंग ऑडियंसेस? वो जिनकी इच्छा नहीं है उनको मत रखो. अब एक भी बच्चा रह गया तो मैं इसी इंटेंसिटी के साथ बात करूंगा. डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. Okay, so I have got 4 theories. Theories to decide what type of capital structure I should have, what type of approach I should take. And there are 4 theories, namely net income, NI, net operating income, NOI, Modigliani-Miller, and traditional. Traditional is on the 3rd number and Modigliani-Miller is on the 4th number, right? NI talks about the relationship between 1, 2, 3. One is addition of debt, second is lowering of cost, third is increase in value of the firm. It says that this relationship is good. ऐसा ही होता है. आप डेट डालो तो वैल्यू अप होती है. नेट ऑपरेटिंग इनकम is suggesting that no, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. You add debt or you don't add debt. You keep any combination, there is no impact of debt addition on value of the firm. Surprisingly, both the above, that is net income and net operating income theories, are put forward by one person. Name is Durand. So let us move ahead. Durand has suggested that capital structure decision is relevant and there is sense in managing this combination. दिमाग लगाने से फर्क पड़ेगा. Are you getting this? Deciding the composition of debt equity preference will have direct impact on the valuation of the firm. ऐसा ये डूरंड का मानना था. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir, it should be.
Yeah, it says that it is relevant. So this is the relevance approach. It means that you do something there. You try to manage, right? As you were saying that you will take more risk into financials and less risk into operations. So there also you have applied some logic. Here also you are applying some logic. Durand unfortunately understood something, right? Which said that see, this is not happening this way. He said that there is no relation. And why he said that there is no relation? Look at this net operating income proposed by Durand. He said that see, no impact. Initially he proposed this, that it is got impact. Next he is saying, reversing himself, saying that no, there is no impact. What he has observed is that one thing. He has observed that on one side, whenever you try to reduce the cost of capital and increase the value of the firm by adding debt, immediately the other party, that is equity shareholder, starts feeling uncomfortable. क्यों? मैंने अभी बताया था. How many of you understood? Addition of debts make equity shareholder uncomfortable. Do you remember that bacha kucha logic, the residual owner?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. You remember that, right? So now what is the case? He is saying that if you try to reduce by addition of debt, the expectation of that person increases because he thinks that his risk in the company has increased. And that is perfectly okay. So he's saying that there is a balancing effect. You try to reduce the cost by addition of debt, the expectation or higher expectation from the equity shareholder will tend to have a balancing effect, and ultimately there will be no impact of addition of debt on value of the firm. Is this thing understood?
This is also right.
This is also right. So this is how that's it. This is a real addition. I propose something and after few years I say that theory I want to reverse. Yes or no? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is clear, right? Now comes this approach. Now this approach is called as traditional approach and it is based on the experience and observations of practicing finance managers. They were puzzled with this Durand proposing one theory, net income, another theory, net operating income, first saying relevant, second saying irrelevant. They said that This is not done. They said that let us observe what happens when. Let us observe what happens when. Now imagine that the water inside is warm, right? Because the situation outside is cold. So therefore, I'm saying that this is the lukewarm water inside this pool, and you are standing in this pool, but you don't know how to swim. Is the situation clear?
Okay.
Right? Okay. So imagine that to begin with, the pool is dry. Pool is approximately say 6-7 feet deep. I repeat, the pool is 6-7 feet deep. I repeat that when you entered this pool, it was dry, right? You entered, you are standing on the ground, and slowly but steadily the water level is rising. Will you enjoy to begin with?
Initially, yes.
Yes, initially, yes, right? When till it is coming up, and you are enjoying, but you will stop enjoying at one time. What is that point?
Neck level.
Neck level, right? Now my neck level and your neck level are different.
Yes.
Yes. So my risk taking ability and your risk taking ability are different. So one company's risk taking ability and other company's risk taking ability will be different. But one point is sure, that you will enjoy it till you reach that point. And that is where traditional approach says that addition of debt will help increasing the value of the firm up till certain point. Beyond that, it will start eating up the value, because beyond that, the shareholder will start assuming more risk. That simply means that initially shareholders will also enjoy addition of debt because it is giving them something extra. Is this thing understood?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So the skill is in identification of that point. What should be the optimum debt equity mix? Is this thing clear? Yes or no?
Question is clear. Question is clear.
Question is clear that I need to identify that level, and there exists a level. Let us not dwell into how to identify, because that is for the finance manager, not for the non-finance manager. We will just stick to our basics, saying that okay, this is also possible. Debt equity mix, there has to be an optimum ratio. Is this thing clear?
Yes.
Right. So we move to the last part of these theories, and that last part is this duo called Modigliani-Miller. Modigliani-Miller, they have given their approach, which was very similar to irrelevance approach. They had given this approach into 50s. Till now, this approach is relevant, and the whole business world follows their approach, Modigliani-Miller. And what was their approach? What was their approach? Right? What was their approach? I said that they also said that it is irrelevance. There is no relationship. And today we'll try something on what they were trying to suggest, right? The few terms which are related to their approach. Number one is arbitrage. Number one is arbitrage. And what is arbitrage? Anybody in the audience who knows what is arbitrage as a process?
So buying and selling of a particular security
Right.
at the same time,
At
where
the
we
same
have two different prices.
Right. So that simply means entering into two transactions of opposite nature at one single point in time. Got it?
Yes.
Right. 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 So that is how the things are, entering into two transactions of opposite nature. So this I will do when I observe what? Price differentials. Same commodity is available in two markets. In one market, it is getting sold at higher rates. In another market, it is getting sold at lower rates. What I will do as a trader, I will buy from the market where it is getting sold at lower rates, and immediately I will sell it in the market where it is getting sold at higher rates. And you will observe this on day-to-day basis. same commodity, say shares of ACC Limited are available on two markets, say National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange, and there is a price difference here. If you happen to observe the difference, you will immediately make two what I can say orders. One is a buy order, second is a sell order, and you will make money without investing within seconds. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir. No
Yes.
problem.
No problem. So you can make money, okay, but it is
But,
little bit, yeah, but
how will this happen that same shares in different? It will be
how will this
different.
happen? In one screen you will open NSE screen, on second screen you will open BSE screen. These
No,
are
I
two
mean,
markets. This is
Acha.
online possible.
It's
Okay,
a
no
gray
means
market.
in different markets rates will be different.
Obviously, because in the market rates are decided by demand supply.
Sir, we also see different price of a stock, like it varies on NSE and BSE. There is some difference also.
Yes, that is what I am saying.
Yeah, I'm
Same stock
explaining
is
to the.
available at different prices. It is very similar to Lauki is available in the market near to me on the right hand side of my house, left hand side of my house. There are two vendors. Their prices are different. हो सकता है ना? सब्जी का रेट डिफरेंट हो सकता है ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is how it is. हो सकता है कि अल्टीमेटली जो लौकी है वो एक ही खेत से आई हुई है. Possible.
Yes,
Same
sir.
quality. So that is what we are saying, that when there are markets, the rates are determined by demand and supply, not the inherent values. Okay, got it? What was that injection which became famous in Corona?
Remdesivir.
Okay, what was the
Remdesivir.
price of that injection in your city? Second wave?
The maximum price
It
which
was
I saw
varying
was
as per the
1
demand,
lakh.
percent to percent.
So that is what we are saying. It was 20,000 in my town, right?
Sir, I have seen 1 lakh also, sir.
So same commodity, different markets, different price. Very wonderful business opportunity for those who have captured that opportunity, right? Buying here, selling there. Got it? Unethical, but still they have made a lot of money. Clear? Yes, no? Possible? Arbitrage is possible?
Yes, sir. Possible.
Yes. Okay. Now I am going to take an example wherein we are not aiming for an instant arbitrage, but we are trying for a judicious arbitrage, which take little bit of time. Okay, not years, but definitely few days to take effect, right? So one more time, Modigliani Miller has given this approach in 1950s. Now also this approach is valid. That means right now we don't follow NI, we don't follow NOI, we don't follow traditional, but we follow Modigliani Miller, which is similar to NOI, which also says that who is intelligent? This approach says that equity investor is intelligent. While he makes his investment, he looks into what amount of debt is there in the capital structure of the company, the amount of risk he is taking, and so on and so forth, right? So he will be looking at the industry, he will be looking at the companies, he will be making his decision whether to buy shares of this or that, and so on and so forth. In the process, there is one more term coming, which is called as homemade leverage. Homemade leverage. So we are going to revolve around two words. One is arbitrage, second is homemade leverage. So are you ready to take deep into this Modigliani Miller approach? Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
so let us understand and establish what they were trying to suggest and what is their meaning when they say that equity shareholder is intelligent. He makes the decision so that his own wealth gets maximized. Yes, no?
Yes, right.
Right. So imagine that you own 5% equity in levered company. So there are two companies. So please remember and listen to this very carefully, very carefully. And what is that? I want you to listen one thing. Number one, there are two companies into same business, same sized companies, same equipments, similar products, similar markets, similar pricing, same profitability. So every other thing is same, but there is one minor or minute difference between the two, and the difference is in the capital structure. So are you able to see what is there in unlevered company and what is there in levered company? Are you able to see this, sense this? We will discuss it out. First, your comment. How do you think is levered company different from unlevered company? I have already told you it is same on all grounds. कुछ बदल दिख रहा है, कोई चेंज दिख रहा है इन दोनों में?
Use of that.
Only the dead thing.
Only the dead thing. All other things are
Sir,
same.
even the cost of equity is different.
That I will discuss that. The only first thing you got it. Sub same hai. Only is one company is having debt into its capital structure. Second is not having debt into its capital structure. My question to you is that if I give you a chance to own 5% shares, will you buy shares of levered or unlevered company? पहला डिसीजन तो यही बता दीजिए. जी, प्लीज. Choice is wide open. Every other thing is same. Will you buy shares of levered or unlevered? Do you know what is this KE?
Cost of equity.
Meaning what? For you, what is it?
Current market price.
For
Expected
you,
return of the equity.
whatever is the cost to the company, it is a return to the investor. I repeat, whatever is the cost to the company, it is a return to the investor. Remember the discussion on the cost of capital front. Are you getting this? Are you able to appreciate this? समझ में आ रहा है मैंने क्या बोला अभी?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
जो कंपनी के लिए कॉस्ट होगा वो आपके लिए तो रिटर्न होगा ना. कंपनी का कॉस्ट मतलब किसको दे रहा है? वो आपको ही दे रहा है.
इक्विटी शेयरहोल्डर्स को दे रहा है.
इक्विटी शेयरहोल्डर मतलब यू आर द इन्वेस्टर. सो मुझे बताइए कि गिवन अ चांस व्हिच कंपनी शेयर यू विल परचेस, लीवर्ड और अनलीवर्ड?
लीवर्ड वन सर.
वही बोला है मैंने. यू ओन 5% इक्विटी इन लीवर्ड. इज दिस थिंग अंडरस्टूड? अब तक के समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. So you tell me, if the interest at the 10% is what? 60,000. What must be the amount of debt?
6 lakhs.
6 lakhs. कैसे पता चला?
On 6 lakhs, I am paying 10%, which is 60,000.
60,000.
Yes. तो ये लॉजिक समझ में आ गया. If I know the output, that is 60,000 मुझे पे करना है, तो I know what must be the amount. I just divide 60,000 divided by 10%. I get the answer, right? I know the capital ना. Debt capital कितना है?
6 lakhs.
6 lakhs. तो ये 10% का दूसरा नाम क्या है?
Cost of debt.
It is a cost of debt, you will say, or you will better name is debt capitalization rate, because this rate is taking you to the capital, debt capital, right?
Okay.
Similarly, this KE का दूसरा नाम क्या है? It is equity capitalization rate. It must take you to the amount of equity you must be having, or the value of equity you must be having. Let us check. How much are they earning? Equity shareholders?
15% in the unlevered company.
Yes, 15%. What is the amount?
1,50,000.
1,50,000. So what must be the value of that equity on which if you generate 15%, it becomes 1,50,000?
10 lakh rupees.
Similar, na? 60,000 became 6 lakhs. So this 150 will become 10 lakhs. Is this thing clear? Equity capitalization rate. I am using this 15%. to divide 1,50,000 to arrive at 10 lakhs. Is this thing clear? I'm asking all others.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay. And this 90,000, from where this 90,000 have come? Please remember, the company has earned total 1,50,000, but first they had to pay it to 60,000 to whom? Debenture holders, those who
Yes.
have given you loan. So what is remaining is 90,000. Now this is remaining to equity shareholders. So what was the rate applicable? 20%. So what is the value you are seeing? 90,000 divided by 20% equity capitalization rate. What is the value?
4.5 lakh.
Yes, 4.5 lakhs. If I want to know the total market value of any firm, I will add market value of equity and market value of debt to arrive at market value, total market value. What is the market value of equity in unlevered case? It is 10 lakhs. Debt, it is absent, so 0. So total valuation is
10 lakh.
10
10
lakh.
lakh.
10 lakh. A total valuation of this company is
10 lakh 50,000.
50,000 more.
10,50,000. And you are holding 5% equity shares in.
Levered company.
So are you happy?
Yes.
Are you happy? You are earning 20%. Your overall valuation is better than unlevered. Are you happy?
One should be.
You should be happy. So what will be the natural answer to this question which I am posing to you now? Will you do the arbitrage? Will you share the sell the shares in levered company and buy the shares in unlevered company? Will
No.
you do it? Straight answer is no. Straight answer is no. That simply means I take it from you that you are not interested in arbitrage. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
You are not interested. You are happy where you are. You are happy where you are. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Right. Give me 5 minutes. I will reverse your decision. Give me 5 minutes. I will reverse your decision. Clear? So let us pay attention to what I am doing right now. Let us pay attention to what I am doing right now. Right. I am taking you back to this. How much you are holding here?
5%.
5% share. Right. So what must be you are earning here? 5% of
90,000.
90,000. Right.
90,000.
I'm writing here right now. Right. I'm writing here right now. I'm saying that right now you earn 5% of 90,000. Clear?
Yes, sir.
How much is it?
4,500.
Clear? 4,500. Right.
Yes.
You are not agreeing, but I am requesting you to sell your shares. You are right now not agreeing, right? You just sell your shares. How many? 5%. At what rate you will be able to sell it? What is the total value of equity of this company where you have shares?
10 lakhs.
No.
4.5 lakhs.
4,50,000, right?
Yes, sir.
4,50,000. So if you are selling 5% shares, what is the amount you will be getting?
22,500.
Okay. 5% shares. Is that clear from where we have arrived at 22,500, right? Is it 22,500? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sure,
sir. It
no?
is clear. Yes.
It is clear. Okay. Now, because you wanted to be in the same industry, what is the other option available with you to remain in the same industry? You have sold
Unlevered,
it.
unlevered
Arbitrage
company.
says that you will have to buy also, right?
Yeah,
So where will you buy?
unlevered company.
Buy how much? 5% shares of. Okay, let us try it. What is the value of 5% shares of unlevered company?
50,000. 50,000, sir.
50,000, sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now is the problem. Do you have money to buy? You only have? How much was that?
22,500.
22?
500.
500, right? So you need how much more?
27,500.
27,500 more. You don't have, you require it. What will you do? Is this thing clear? Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You
sir.
take loan. Let us assume that you are also able to generate loan at the same rate, 10%. Right? The company was taking it at 10%, na? Rate of
Yes,
interest
yes,
applicable for the
yes.
company was 10%. If
10%.
we will assume for the time being that you also are able to take loan at, I hope it is clear to you.
Yes, sir. Clear till now.
Clear till now. So now you have taken loan. Now you have complete money to buy the shares, 5% shares.
Yes.
No.
5% shares are worth 50,000. You need to buy them, but you were having only 22,500. So you borrowed 27,500. Now you have 50,000, and now you can buy 5% share of
Unlevered
your
company.
Okay. Assume that the transaction is complete and you have that 5% share. So 5% shares in unlevered, right? Will give you how much? See, what were they earning? Unlevered company shareholders, total earning?
15%.
That is
1,50,000.
1,50,000. How much of this you hold now? 5%?
7,500.
Yes. So it is 1,50,000, 5% of 1,50,000. Is that thing clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how much it is? I will write it down. 5% of 1,50,000. Right? Is equal to what?
7,500.
7,500. Is this 7,500 100% belonging to you?
Yes.
Answer is no. Because to get this 7,500, you have taken a loan of 27,500 at 10%.
Yes, yes. We need to deduct that.
Less interest. How much is less? 27,500 ka 10%. 2,750?
So 2,750.
2,750. So what is the net remaining?
4,750.
Net is
4,750.
okay. 4,750. Is it more than the earlier? Earlier
Yeah.
you were earning with those
4,000
5%.
4,500.
Now you
Yes.
are earning
4,705.
So will you be doing this process?
Sir, yes.
Yes, sir.
You will be doing this process. Now look at the situation. What is going to happen? The moment you understand that there is a sense in doing this process of arbitrage, you start selling shares of levered company, you start buying shares of unlevered company. The moment there is a pressure in the market, selling pressure of levered company, the share prices of levered company will go down. Moment there is a buying pressure on unlevered, the share prices will go down, and therefore Modigliani Miller said that because of the intelligent actions of the equity shareholders, sooner or later the advantage which you see on paper that the lever company is valued
less.
levered company is valued more right now. This is valued less unlevered, right? Sooner
Yes.
or later this process will continue, and it will stop only when both the companies reach to the same value in near future. Is this thing understood?
Yes, right, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? And therefore they say that there is no sense in finance manager applying his brain to design the capital structure, to decide the percentage of debt into his capital structure. Ultimately, who rules? Market rules, and in market the shareholder and his or her wisdom rules, and therefore sooner or later levered company will match in valuation with unlevered company. That simply means there will not be any difference in value. So there is no, I take you to that slide, Modigliani Miller, what they said, no impact on KO, no impact on value of the firm. Value of the firm over a period of time will remain same, whether it is levered, you have taken loan, or it is unlevered, you have not taken loan. Is this thing understood?
Yes, sir.
Is this thing understood? Is this thing understood?
Yes, sir, understood.
Understood. So now you know a little bit of these four theories, and you also know that what you have done in the preceding discussion, right? So what has happened over on the actual side? Let us check. क्या हुआ वो देख लेते हैं. Now you are convinced that you will do arbitrage till you get benefit, right? Say yes or no. Have you understood it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the question is, what exactly you have done? Remember and pay attention to these statements very carefully. You have taken out your money from the company which has taken loan. Clear?
Right.
And in the process, you have invested in the company which has taken no loan.
Right.
But for doing this, you yourself have taken loan.
Yes, sir.
So this is called homemade leverage. Instead of company taking loan, you are taking loan. What for? Because you see your benefit. Yes, no?
Yes.
So now you got both the concepts. Homemade leverage is the process through which you as an individual enter into leverage. You take loan to invest into which company? Into the company which has not taken loan. Reverse is also true. If you find by mistake any unlevered firm is of higher valuation, immediately the equity investor will come into action and he will balance out sooner or later. Is the thing understood? Is the
Yes,
thing
sir.
understood?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes, right, right.
Okay, so last two words to understand. One is this one, which you already know. And second is, we are into topic called as capital structure ratios, out of which the most important ratio is debt to equity ratio, and the second is interest coverage ratio. So if once, say, as a layman, if you are able to understand, interpret these two ratios, I think at least you will be taking care of your own liquidity and solvency. So what is the difference between these two terms, liquidity and solvency? Any difference will do. Are they same, one and the same, or they are different? Come on, reply.
Liquidity refers to short-term financial position and solvency refers to long-term financial position.
Very true. Artiji very rightly said that solvency talks about long-term position. And as an investor, you are not going to trade. As an investor, you are going to stay with the company for longer durations. And when that is the case, you are more worried about the solvency positions. You are more worried about the interest coverage ratios. That simply means that I must, as an investor, must be in a position to understand whether this company who has taken loan is in a position to pay back loan. Are they able to pay interest? Whether they get sufficient revenues to pay interest. So आपको check करना पड़ेगा. And secondly, debt equity ratio, जहां आपको ये check करना पड़ेगा कि are they or have they assumed more risk by investing into debt or by taking debt as a source of finance, right? Thumb rule goes, whenever there is more equity, I will first check into minute details of the equity, who is holding that equity. I repeat, I will go into the schedules and I will check out who is holding that equity. Now we are moving to a real life situation that I am interested in investing into one company, right? And I see that there is a debt equity ratio which is not very high, right? 1:1 is what? 50-50, right? 1:1 is debt equity ratio. 1 is what? 50-50. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So assume that I am okay with this 50-50 ratio, but still I am interested in knowing that what is the composition of equity. Forget about debt. Equity. Who is holding that equity, and what should be the names I must be seeing, and when I see them, I should be comfortable. Okay, I also can buy the equity shares of this company. Who are you looking at as equity shareholders, existing equity shareholders? किनके नाम देखना पसंद करोगे? Owners?
Promoters and owners.
Okay,
Yes.
promoters and owners, you will like to see their name. Who else?
Can it be, sir,
DII?
DIIs and FIIs?
Okay, FIIs. Okay, I will agree to that. Who else?
Banking house like mutual fund houses.
Great, great. Now you are there, right? See, whenever you say FIIs have shown confidence into this company, whenever you know that mutual fund managers, those who understand, at least we know that they understand the market, right? So if I see that they also are taking shares, they have substantial stake into this company, I can be little bit blind in accepting this, that okay, this party, say the gentleman who promoted the business is interested into it. Foreign direct or foreign portfolio investors who have better, what you can say, resources to research, they also have faith in this company. The Indian financial institutions and the mutual fund houses also have better shareholding into this company. That simply means that
It's a good company.
this is a good company. That what I am trying to understand and what I am trying to tell you is that it is not really important to understand how to interpret debt equity ratio. Even if I look into composition, I can take care of myself. I will have certain thumb rules for myself, and I will just check out. I will assume that I don't understand this debt equity ratio. I don't understand numbers, and it is difficult for me to interpret numbers. But then it is very easy for you to check out who is holding it. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
And needless to say, they must have checked everything. Yes or no?
Yes, yes. Sir.
So only problem is that I must be a frequent monitor of what exactly they are doing, because they are continuously changing their position, right? So if I'm following somebody, I will have to follow them in totality till I develop my own wisdom on equity investment. Is this thing clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So finance is that way interesting. At times it is boring whenever you are doing say endless number crunching, but then still at the end of the day, when we are trying to take out something out of it which is very, very important, which is not yet discovered by the market, that is where you start making profit. That is where you start making profit. So let us understand, in markets you need to have early movers advantage. You need to have your own thought process, right? You need to research a lot so that you understand that this is going to happen to this company in near future, right? Okay. The question to you is now, will you be interested in setting up the oxygen plants in India right now? Oxygen required for COVID patients. Will you be interested in establishing oxygen plants as a business opportunity? Will you do that?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody who is saying no here?
No.
No. Okay. There is one yes and one no, right? I am going to discuss it further. The thing is now, if you have got any question, please ask me. Otherwise, I will stop this screen sharing. I will stop this screen sharing. Right. So tell me, where is it? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? I assume that there are no question, or you are still in a process of doing it, right? Okay. Now the question is, how many plants are coming for oxygen? Which oxygen we are talking? We are not talking about industrial oxygen. We are talking about oxygen which is to be supplied to patients.
Hospitals, patients.
Hospitals, patients. Okay. So the person who wanted to establish really is looking at COVID for next 8-10 years. ये कोविड चलता रहेगा या कोविड जैसा कुछ चलता रहेगा so that ऑक्सीजन सिलेंडर्स की जरूरत पड़ेगी? This is what is your thought process?
Yes.
No, sir.
No. This may not continue even beyond what, March. And those who have established in between during the second wave or just after second wave, they are what do you think? They are in profit or they are in loss?
Loss.
They are in loss because there was no demand. Right now also, even though number of cases are increasing, the demand for oxygen is not rising. So now, are you into it? Are you in a position to understand that business kind of thing? You need to understand. You are doing business not only for this year, it has to be sustained business throughout. If it is the sustained demand for one product is expected to collapse very soon, you should be in a position to use the same setup to produce something which have sustained demand. So try to understand and look at those businesses in those perspectives. Is this thing clear? What I am trying to suggest?
Yes, sir.
समझ में आया है? Right. So कोई भी इस पे अभी आपको कोई भी सवाल होगा तो आप पूछिए, बिकॉज इससे ज्यादा देना आई डोंट थिंक होगा. आपको आज 2 या 3 झटके लगे होंगे when you have made a sound decision but I have proved it wrong.
Yes, the
Yes,
levered and
absolutely.
unlevered one.
Right. So that is how it is. So if it requires at least one stage going into details before we make up our mind. Anyway, But it was a wonderful journey for these 4 sessions, and I enjoyed a lot because you interacted a lot, right? So I think I don't see any point in stretching it beyond this point. If you have any question, I can. But if you don't have any question, over to Hetal madam.
Yes, participants, do you have any questions? So we are still in the thought process. Even I myself is in the
It's okay.
thought
So
process
you
that
should have
how
attended.
this happened.
You should have attended my classes then.
Now we are absorbing the content.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
No
So
issues.
I have been appreciating sir's session since almost 3-4 days. So I now would request any participant to please give your valuable feedback, because this is the last session
Yeah.
of Maitre sir. So I would request the participants to please open
Yes,
up
ma'am,
and
it was
share.
really very interesting and
Was
yes,
it
ma'am. So
difficult?
explain concepts very easy, simple, and one of the best resource person for this FDP is sir only. Without any doubt, we can tell.
All
So
right.
yes, very patiently and very clearly he has told. Like I am coming from a non-finance background, so certain things are all very new. How many times ever I'm studying, it will be new as I'm reading for the first time.
Okay.
We are not well versed,
Great.
but we have understood the concept, like why we are studying and what is the importance of all these things, what is the impact it will create, and all these things. Sir has right from the day one, he has explained it very easy and simple way, and we have understood the concept, and we have to learn a lot of things. It is just a beginning.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So chat box is flooded with messages. I would request the academicians to please, we can use, I mean, verbal feedback. हम लोग सभी बोलते हैं कि verbal feedback is important. So please. So Maitre's concept are crystal clear. Sir, I'm just reading out what participants have read. Nicely portrayed the picture of financial aspects of practical transactions. Sir has approached as per the title. Thanks a lot for sharing knowledgeable content.
Right. I am overwhelmed. See, the thing is that I think I must understand that although I belong to finance, you don't belong to finance. Right. So
Yes,
that way.
After attending your session, instead of being into finance, now I'm feeling I'm not a finance person.
That is how I have learned, because I don't belong to finance. I have not done BCom, MCom the traditional way. My background has been engineering, and from engineering I was attracted towards finance because of the markets, right? So that is how I am able to connect also to the markets, right? And because I have understood this concept not in the traditional manner, probably you are feeling the difference that way, right? So that is how the things are.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mohanji.
Thank you for once again for an excellent session. The way you brainstorm us, so it's something which always leaves a question mark on us, that what we had studied was wrong, or what or our understanding was wrong. So once again, thank you so much for an excellent session, and definitely we are looking forward for future endeavors when we organize more such kind of FDPs.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank
Thanks
you
a
so
lot.
much.
Yeah.
Participants, I have shared the attendance link and the feedback link. You can just quickly fill it up, and we'll start the next session by 2:45.
Madam, next session will be at 2:45.